Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Wait, You Didn't Wait? What? And I'm
What?
Tim. No, this is co-host Takeover. My name is Tim. Here we have on the lovely No Name, uh, and this is Valheim. Uh, go Mets.
It's you snow. Go Mets. I don't entirely disagree with that. I don't find a lot wrong with that statement. I'm okay with Go Mets.
Yeah,
Um, I don't have any particular grudge against the Mets. Um, that's all I have to say
that's all
about
you.
that.
So I remember last time. I'm not. I can't remember if this was a throwaway line more than an actual desire, but you had mentioned it would be nice for us to be on a plateau.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
no,
I,
we had started sort of looking at that, but we hadn't.
so I
Yeah,
turned most of the island into a plateau,
that's
meaning it's elevated about 10 or 15 feet off of the water edge.
so
This
that's
bay right here
assuming gonna
is,
help with attacks.
oh yeah, things will no longer be able to cross the channel or spawn on the shores of the island. So really, the only thing that can, like, I have this little bay over here because I wasn't
Uh-huh.
really sure if we wanted to wall off the entire island, but as
Right.
long as we put workbenches over there. And so yeah, so I guess the biggest question, the first question, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm trying to think of what we have next.
Well, next we have the
We
swamp
haven't done a
biome.
boss. Oh yeah, we have the new biome.
Yeah, that's we got the swamp biome, which
Alright, I
gives
did
us
a
ancient
cooking
wood.
station here for me at
Nice.
least.
Well, yeah, we're gonna need at least any amount of food to survive.
Hmm.
And poison resistance mead or anything like that might also help.
Okay.
So, God, that's what I could have put on the upper level:
What's
a
that?
hearth and barrels.
Hmm.
Well, gosh golly. I suppose I could always destroy the barrels and bring them over here.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless we have any bronze over here,
I
miraculously.
believe we do. Yeah, we got a oh no, we got copper, my bad. Copper and iron.
Mhm. At least I think we have some bronze back at the base.
We do.
And
But
I,
you
it,
can't bring it, right? We'll have to go by boat.
that is very, very true.
Really
Wow.
need some food. Do we have food over here? I'll
Yeah,
head back
damn
to
it.
the main base. I think we don't have much food.
Yeah, I think we have all of our base or all of our fire food over there. There we go. That's the word. Congratulations, Tim.
Burger.
You spoke a sentence. So yeah, I guess I'll fill up on raw materials.
Burger.
Burk to burper. I can't wait till we get the
It seems
strength belt.
only. Oh, that does sound nice. It seems only fitting to use a Swedish chef in the Viking game. Swedish chef voice in the Viking game.
Yeah, the once we do find the dwarf shop, uh which could honestly end up being, "Hey afternoon tune, how's it going?" Great, now we're trying to get our bronze on as well as figuring out what our next move is, I guess. because we do need poison mead, which means we need mead barrels, but that's a whole thing. I'm doing pretty good. My holidays went uh, pretty okay. I only don't like my older brother slightly more, but you know, for a holiday, that's pretty good. Um,
There are definitely worse outcomes that could happen.
yeah, no outright loathing. So yeah, pretty solid. No name. How was your holiday?
My holiday was alright. It was, it was, yeah, uneventful, which I would say is usually good.
Well, that's good. I'm a huge fan of uneventful myself. Just because you know, fuck events. Am I right?
I can't. There's nothing there for me to disagree with. It's all true. Um,
Now I just have to make a chest for the food. Gosh, there's a lot of steps to doing anything in this game. I'm just now realizing that.
yeah, these survival games get interesting. There's like a lot of logistics stages, and some of that's being done off screen, so to speak,
Yeah,
thanks to
I've.
your efforts.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about this game is that the tedium can sometimes become all too real. Like I want to place a chest, but I need iron, but I also need fine wood, and I forgot where I put the fine wood. There's the fine wood. Now I'm fine. Wood.
I was gonna say it, but I was like, is it?
But yeah, I guess to make this a fully self-sufficient base, we need the cooking upgrades, we need um, the mead barrels, and an actual farm for cultivation. There's mushrooms growing in here. I'll just leave you there, little bud.
Should I take this boat back and grab some iron?
You know, if you want it, I think we could grab just a shit ton of iron. Want me to join you?
If you have stuff to do here, no, but otherwise, sure. Cause if
Well, let's see.
nothing else,
So each of the mead barrels is going to be 5 bronze, 10 resin, 30 fine wood. So while we're over there, we need to collect the resin and the bronze.
yeah,
I think I can just run through that. How into having the mead barrels in the first space are you?
in the first base.
Yeah, like the
Oh, I suppose I
original.
don't care where they are.
Then huzzah. I am gonna hop over there before you arrive.
Take
Just
everything
start.
down.
You know it.
Sweet. Let's see, and I'm headed southwest, correct?
East? I thought you meant southwest. Yeah, you are heading southwest.
Cool.
I'm sorry, happy bees. I'm going to harvest your honey and take your queen.
Half price apps at Happy Bees. Appreciate the laugh. As soon as it came out, I didn't think it deserved it.
Sunday, Monday, happy bees.
Oh no. What are you drinking today?
I bought like a massive case of that honey Weiss from Line and
Oh,
Kugel.
that's such a good beer. It was
It's
my
a
go-to
staple.
for a long time. Used to get big old mugs of it after horrible days at Caribou.
It
Every
is.
Monday they had like a 64-ounce mug for $5 or something like that. I would drink 2 or 3 of those in a night just to forget Caribou.
Yeah, that honestly, that's fair. That is very, very fair.
I
Because
don't. I don't. encourage using alcohol to deal with your problems, but that is how I handled it. I won't deny that.
Yeah, I feel like everyone, or at least a lot of the food industry workers I know,
Yes.
had some form of way to
A
deal with the
lot of
stress.
smokers in the food industry, both of various things, but especially cigarettes.
Yeah, that is, I'd say, the
It's the
most
only way to
popular
get
one.
out of the kitchen or off the floor or what have you. For it's like how same industry. So you hear so many people saying, "Yeah, the only time I ever get to sit down is when I go to the bathroom." Like, it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And
Or,
and that's saying that people in that industry clearly aren't. I mean, everyone who's worked there knows it. We don't get our breaks. You're quote unquote guaranteed a half hour break and a 15-minute break. You get that half your shifts if you're lucky.
yeah, you're just like, oh, yeah, you're going to have a break. We promise. We don't
And
actually
even when you're on
promise.
that break, they're coming in. Hey, so yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to come in on Saturday. No, like, hey, I need you to come out and help. We got 3 people at the register. Like, dude,
Yeah,
this is
we
the
have a
first
line
time
of
I've
three
sat
people.
down in 6 hours. I'm gonna need you to back the hell off.
Could you kindly fuck off there, laddie? Alrighty then.
Precisely. I think I done fucked up my path here and
Done
went
gun fucked.
the wrong way. Looking for the
Um,
channel in.
you did go just past
I
it.
think yeah,
If I put a marker on the map, do you see it? If I did I
I
the area I
do.
just pinged?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's like there or there?
There's a big ol' thing swimming out here. What are you?
Oh,
Did
oh,
the did
that's
the
a sea
dwarf?
serpent.
No, it's one of these. They're not called hobgoblins in this.
Troll?
One of the red one. The red.
Oh, the red twig people, dude.
Yeah,
Ah, okay. Yeah, the gray dwarfs.
the
Okay.
red gray
I
dwarfs.
was gonna say a
Um,
sea serpent that close to land, unheard of.
no, no.
But in our quest to find a
Thankfully
swap, we
not.
might actually run into that.
I mean, it could be.
If only I could bring animals through portals, but unfortunately, I'm not sure that that's been added. Um, I know there's a mod
If
out there where
if
you
you
can bring
couldn't,
wolves.
oh, that's cool.
What, like wolves, I think, are the mountain biome, which is the one after swamp.
Got it. I just recently got a new card game that the premise is entirely building biomes and food webs that function scientifically, and I'm very
Huh,
excited to try it out.
that sounds awesome. What's the name of it?
It's called Ecologies. It was made by. I was laughing when I first heard about it. It was made by just a biology teacher, and it's rated higher on Board Game Geeks than games made by veteran industry people. You play a biome like a location card, basically, and then you play animals to it in various steps of the food web. You can only play an animal if the thing that it eats has already been played in that food web. Um, and then you can play biotic and abiotic factors like viruses or drought and things like that onto your opponent's
Oh,
biomes to sort of, or like, you could play like invasive species and stuff like that to your opponent's biome to try to block them a little bit. We haven't played it yet, but I just watched a how-to video. Man, like how-to videos, I think, is one of the greatest additions to the board game, card game, TTRPG game industry. It just changed, pardon the pun, although you won't, and also we're all about puns on this channel. I shouldn't even apologize for a pun on a channel on a stream with Tim. Um,
I pun believe it. No, that was terrible. Somebody shoot me. Pun believable.
um,
There we go.
there you go. Um, I apologized for it and then forgot the pun entirely. So there you go. That's
Oh,
what
I
you get
guess
for
no pun
apologizing
intended.
for puns. Damn it! Why does that work?
Only because the setup was actually pretty good. And I'm glad you can hear me, because
Oh,
that was
I was gonna
hilarious.
ask you about that earlier.
I was not audible for a single bit of it until Sage kindly pointed it out to me that I was not audible.
Like an hour in?
Yeah, it was bad.
Go
It was.
watch go watch the VOD. You'll see me talking to myself like I do on a daily basis, if I'm being honest. But usually, at least if I'm talking to myself, I'm both sides of the conversation.
Yeah, it is a lot more funny when it's just somebody else, just like not talking. But at least
Like a different
if somebody
scenario.
watches far enough into it, they'll understand.
They'll understand. They'll get the joke.
Like an hour
Well,
and a
not
half
that it was
about,
an
oh god,
intentional joke, but
that's pretty bad. Hour and a half. And the worst part is, like OBS has two volume bars. One of them is the audio input capture, and the other is desktop input audio. So I was checking the one that had like no name and the sound for the video game, but
uh,
not the one with me.
that makes sense.
Where can I find a goth woman who's also a muscle mommy?
I would say probably Twitter.
The Undertaker's gym?
Undertaker's gym? You're probably not wrong. Yeah, like Gold's gym.
Skull Crusher's fitness?
That just makes me think of the character Zarya from.
Yeah, yeah. I am
Ooh, I have
consistently forgetting stuff in this game, like that bees are used to make the thing that I'm trying to make.
bees are a usable item. That's funny.
Well, that's how you make the beehives.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. So where's this copper I'm bringing over?
It should be right on the dock. I took
Oh,
most of the complex crafting things apart, and I took the parts over here that were transferable, and yes, Castle Demetrescu.
wait, what?
Uh, that's where you can find a goth muscle mommy.
Oh, that's true. So am I gonna run into trouble being really over encumbered on the boat?
You should be able to fit the metal into the boat storage.
Oh, I see. I see. Yes, you're right. All right, 93 out of 300. All right, I'm heading back with the.
Good, good.
I think based on that response, I'm just gonna stay here. Seems the safest thing to do. Although you're here.
I'm all the way back there.
Oh, you are back there. Uh-oh. I
Oh,
see some.
oh no. Oh no. He waited until I was cumbered to attack. Fuck.
seems.
Is Tim Burton the most famous goth muscle mommy? Oh no, famous goth person. Probably Tim
Is
Burton.
Tim Burton is Tim Burton actually goth, or is that just the aesthetic of what he makes, the music and stuff he
He's,
makes?
if anything, he's got an artistic goth kind of motif, aesthetic.
Yeah, I suppose. Um, I don't think of Tim Burton as particularly muscular, but then it's been a while since I've seen a picture of Tim Burton.
So, if we had like a crafting place, like for cooking,
Mhm.
are you thinking just that area next to like where you have the bonfire set up?
I have no idea. I just saw a fire and put a thing over it because I had meat in my pocket. Which is a weird thing to say.
Putting strange meat in unknown fires?
Okay, I don't think anyone involved in the story will ever hear it, so I'm gonna tell a story. A high school friend of mine's little brother would go to parties where the meal was what they would call it as a pocket meat party, where they would all just bring a slab of meat, be it hot dogs or a steak or whatever, or a chicken breast. They would bring meat in their pocket because none of them apparently could be bothered to carry a bag. Unsure. And they had meat pocket parties where the meal was whatever meat you brought in your pocket.
That's fucking hysterical.
Yep, just a weird dude. Great people, great people. Weird name for a party. Don't call your party a pocket meat party, I guess is the
Overarching theme of that
moral of the
story.
story. People think you're talking about something else,
I got meat. I got loose meat in my pocket. You want a bite?
right? Like, or the Butters song from South Park. I've got something in my front pocket for you. Why don't you reach into my pocket and see what it is? Or you need to get that might be beyond the legal limit of what I can sing of that.
Yeah, you don't wanna be like copyright infringement.
I mean, I wouldn't personally super care. Matt Stone and Trey Parker can afford it, but also probably wouldn't care that much that someone was singing the song they wrote on stream. That seems like something to be flattered about.
True. True. That is quite true.
They certainly, in terms of copyright, they're certainly not like a Disney or anything like that.
All right. I'm building a small wall to keep the little green bastards out. I had this idea to keep them like pets, but it seems to have backfired.
Wait, keep who like pets?
Oh, the gray dwarfs, of course.
That's what I thought.
I should
Little,
have
little.
probably led with this, but
No, that's what I figured you meant when you said little green bastards. That explained your message. Except for that, I want like a gritty Buzz Lightyear movie now, where those little green aliens are the little green bastards.
you mean like little green bastards in the way that Fat Bastard is in the God, how am I forgetting the name of that?
Lost in Powers?
There we go. Neil Gaiman
Not
totally has that
quite
old
what I
school
was
goth
thinking.
personality. The South Park guys might be the least likely to sue over copyright considering what they themselves do.
Yeah,
Fair point.
exactly. they're they're all about fair use.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Hmm.
Um, but
Really
yeah,
took what childhood bullies probably called him and just lived up to the name.
Matt Stoner.
Yeah. Why did I get kicked off of using the rudder here? And it just kept going in a circle without my say so. This boat is
That's
gonna need some
pretty
repairs
funny.
when it comes in. I am struggling to get it to the harbor, which is ridiculous.
Oh, hey, you're back. Yeah, the harbor, I have
It's
realized
true.
from our old
Uh-oh.
base, is on the wrong side of the island.
That's
What?
okay. Well, this thing is real beat up.
All right, I see your ship. It doesn't help that we have the rockiest fucking surroundings. What is the best movie involving a goth character? The Crow, Edward Scissorhands. I'd say The Crow.
Bro's pretty damn good. There's gotta be other, I would argue, maybe, it depends on how you define goth. I would say that Breakfast Club at least deserves to be mentioned in this conversation, but I don't know that it's a particularly goth character. It's just sort of a little bit of a pre-goth kind of thing going on there.
You like how I stealth repaired that boat?
I really appreciate it because I don't think I would have made it
You were a
back.
little over half health.
Oh, that's not as bad as I thought it was.
Does that win the not as bad as it could have been award?
Maybe.
Score.
Best goth character. Interesting.
That is a pretty good question.
There are characters in SLC Punk you could argue are goth, although obviously they would probably claim to be punks. Well, no, that's not true. There's characters on the side. There's like the satanic goth that tries to summon the devil and thus. Oh no, he's not a goth. He like is trying to prove that God and the devil don't exist because the devil doesn't respond to the summons. I don't know if there's any goths in SLC Punk. There are in the sequel, but the sequel is really not worth mentioning, so forget I mentioned it. I don't understand how boats move in this game.
Well, let's just ask that boat, Boaty McBoatface.
Oh no.
I can't believe that boat was an actual thing. It's just
So,
absolutely wild.
jumping off a boat, it'll stop, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Alright, I have the medals, but I cannot jump. So I will throw them overboard.
Arby's, we have the meats, and they're going overboard.
If
Breakfast
Arby's
Club
started.
counts, I think, as a goth movie. You get a goth character even if the overall movie isn't goth. Adam's Family. I'd say goth has
Ooh,
existed a lot
Adam's
longer
Family
than
is
the term
good.
itself. Mary Shelley, for example,
Oh
Sweeney Todd
yeah.
is also very goth.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mary Shelley and her horror is gothic horror is the origin of a lot of that gothic or goth style. So yeah, no, that's a good point. Um, I oh, interesting. Depending on how you're defining goth, I no, never mind. I won't. I'm trying to split hairs. Um,
Well,
And actually, that's maybe true. I
technically,
was gonna say Jonathan Harker, but he's maybe more emo than
what
goth.
about Edgar Allan Poe?
Yeah. But again, yeah, again, like that's what he's one of the uh formative personae of gothic and goth culture. Yeah,
Like a predecessor.
the forerunner, if you will.
Ooh. Forerunners just like Blade Runner, only
First. No, that wasn't a good punchline. Forget I said that.
I'm always gonna love that hat that has sausages on it and it's got the little embroider. I never saw such a hat.
No. Oh, it's terrible.
It's terrible, but it's so good. So good.
um, I saw something stapled to a telephone pole the other day with little slips at the bottom. They all had bad jokes. They were terrible puns.
Oh, was it at a
That's the
diner? They were
that's
terrible yolks.
that's the joke. They were terrible as in rippable.
Oh, god damn it.
It's a better joke written out for sure.
Well, that's because uh I had something, but no I don't.
I don't have anything for that either.
I
I really want to. I really want to have a good fun response to that, but I truly have nothing. We do almost have a chest entirely full of stone, though.
Correction, it was entirely full of stone.
Well, it's almost entirely full of stone again. Just from maneuvering things between these three chests.
You ever build something and you're like, it's garbage?
No. So
You've,
don't build things.
have you ever like drawn something?
Yes. And every time I said, it's garbage. That's
I've
not true.
I've
I
always considered goth an aesthetic. Personality doesn't necessarily have to fit the goth type as long as the clothing and makeup are there. Are there a lot of goths in college? Can't comment on that one. Never been to college. I was at community college. I can confirm that. Um,
there's a lot of goss at Valley Fair every time I've ever been there.
oh, absolutely. I can 100% back that up. I
um,
always think in the summertime that has to be incredibly hot. But
you're right. I mean, I guess maybe they're just at Valley Fair, like, because roller coasters are the only way to get cool when you're wearing that much clothes in the summer.
yeah, I mean,
Uh,
that could very well be the case.
that's a very silly, but like, also, yeah, it looks uncomfortable to me, but at the same time, it's also like often like quite baggy, which can lead to better airflow and such. So, maybe it's fine.
One of those hold 'em fold 'em situations, I suppose.
Um, the Are there a lot of goths at college? Probably depends on the college. I I would guess. I think that goth can is a style. It can also be uh, associated with like personality in things like the like interest in the macabre and the sort of Wednesday Addams personality even without the antiquated dress and morgue makeup. Um, like that personality is also can be associated goth, even if the style isn't. But that is a good point. That it is um, definitely as much um, a fashion style and aesthetic.
Watch. All right, once we build the floor of this bastard dining hall, because I figured I might as well make it someplace that's like expandable. There we go. That's the word I'm looking
Mm,
for.
sure. Uh-oh. Am I about to get trapped in here?
Here. Uh
I'll
just got to go
protect
kill
you
a
from the
small grayling. Wait, is that a baby gray dwarf?
a
Am I killing
grayling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so. Linguistically, that tracks.
Oof.
I
Well,
mean, no one said we were the good guys.
true. No one did say that. Oh, no, I'm trapped in there. Um, Bam. There we go. In theory, I should probably carve something, out there, like a door. But I never said I was a smart Tim. So when we get the shopkeep eventually, there are these belts that give you 150 extra carry weight.
I cannot wait.
It
I
makes me want to go open on the sale seas like right now.
any game I play, carry weight is one of the earliest things I increase.
Okay, now I am going to be trapped in. No, I'm not. Haha. You know what? I am going to stop torturing us and put a small,
Oh, there you go.
a little doorway.
That's a good call.
Almost. I feel like a vexed artist with this floor.
Trying to get it to match up.
Well, and sometimes the floor, like the blocks themselves, need to like be weighted onto something,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like you can't just build a single file line, which
Right.
is a little stupid. But in the update that comes this coming week, there is going to be something called black marble, which is a lot easier to build with.
That'll be good. So we'll have to jump back on here. Was trying to fall through and failed at falling.
That's a little funny.
Uh,
There we go. We have a fucking floor. If you want, you can start doing the interior decorating while I do the walls. I figure the
Let's
bottom
see.
floor can be a larder or just a spare storage.
Um, so just chests.
Chests and fire crafting place.
Okay. Wait, like the hanging over a fire thing? Is that what you mean by fire crafting place? A
Yeah, I
cooking
suppose.
station?
Yeah, like a cooking station. If you'd like,
Okay.
you can do the uh wall building. I don't know which one you'd prefer.
No, I'll do the stuff inside. I can build a bunch of chests.
I had the freaking thing lined up so perfect. Ah, I wish that is one thing I do not like about this game is that for building it can be so putsy.
Yeah, that makes sense. That tree that's in our house.
There's a tree in the yeah. Think we should cut that down.
Well, just a thought.
Say no more. Have no more thoughts. Not a single one.
I will not have any more thoughts. But I will take all this wood and make more chests with it.
Oh, if you go over to the this little edge line over here, you'll see I have captured us a troll.
Okay.
I have also captured us some graylings.
And what do we use
There's
those
not as
for?
many graylings over there as I once thought. Oh no, they're mainly for pets.
Oh, I
Um,
see.
I am now starting to see though building. Uh, Probably should have built this a little bit more steep. Oh, there's a okay. Okay, don't go over there. Bud, do not go over to the entrance. You do not want to go over there. Sir. Okay, we might have a loose troll. Okay, we definitely have a loose troll.
On the way with spear and shield. Where? Oh, troll. Uh-oh. Wait, don't bring it straight to our building.
Yeah, I think the gray dwarves also got out. You know,
Yep.
in hindsight, probably should have just built a big old gate. But it's life is full of fold'em situations. Okay, I get it. You're a troll. I shouldn't melee you. Whatever. Okay. I learned my mistake twice.
That bleeding was horrifying.
Ooh. Most of college is probably a waste of time. I don't know why I'm still going. I've always said it's an outright scam. I can't take out a 500,000 loan to start business, but I can take out 500,000 at 17 to go to class. Sounds pretty
Yep.
crazy. Oh, question no name. Have you seen Barbarian yet?
I have not.
I know I have. It is definitely a worthwhile movie.
I'll have to check it out.
It's it's horror. I can say as much as that.
Okay. I mean, we know I like that. I'm about the
Um,
horror.
who is the hottest goth woman in pop culture? The chick from The Craft, Kirby Howell Baptist in Sandman, hands down. Helena Bonham Carter is also a good one, especially in Harry Potter. That's why I
Um,
said Mary Shelley. I read she lost her virginity on her mother's grave, and that's pretty goth.
that's goth as hell.
That is goth as hell.
Um, shit. Um, the actress from The Waterboy, Fairuza Balk in the 90s, probably deserves a mention. I don't remember anything from that movie other than Adam Sandler and Fairuza Balk were in it. Balk? Balk? I don't know. Balk.
That's
In
Bach.
baseball, you say balk, but I don't know if that's true when it's a name.
You can also balk at the prospect.
Oh yeah, I suppose. But I think that's the same use as the baseball balk, because it's
Yeah.
when a pitcher starts to pitch and then doesn't follow through.
Well, yeah. That makes sense. See, we're learning baseball, folks. Anything is possible if Tim can learn baseball terminology. Um, let's see. Like the booth or the boots that goth women wear makes them look like Frankenstein's monster. The big black
Depends,
boots with
because I
multi-inch
also
heels.
think, yeah, like I was gonna say, I also think of like all dark black or crimson leather stiletto for goth. But I do like combat boots, I'm guessing is what the reference. Also, I don't know who is this is the, who is in chat since I don't have it pulled up. Would you?
Should we have the fire rate there? Oh,
That's a
it's Sage and
good spot.
Afternoon Tune.
Got it. Well, hello, hello.
Or should I put it kind of in the middle?
Like, yeah. Oh, I like in the middle aesthetically, and then just line the outer walls with chests.
You want to back up just a tiny little. Oh, there we go, actually.
Anyone wants information on my latest foray into mobile games, it's that they still suck. They're still super unfulfilling and feel like a waste of time. No matter how much time you put into it, it's not gonna love you back. I mean, it's not going to feel like you did anything worthwhile.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, mobile games, for what I have tried, do seem to not really have as much fulfillment as like games where I'm introduced to newer concepts. Could you
Well,
throw some resin at me?
oh yeah, I got plenty. Um, even if it's got, I've played some mobile games with some. Oh, I've got two on me. The rest was in that chest. I've played uh some decent, some mobile games that introduced decent. Oh, fell into the portal. Decent like new mechanics for games. So what I'm specifically talking about is that Marvel Snap one, the card game that came out, and it's actually a uniquely interesting mobile game. And the microtransactions are just a nightmare to behold. Um,
That's unfortunate.
Not to mention like I don't know. The thing that gets you hooked on that one, I think, or in large part, is that the matchmaking time is like less than 20 seconds. So as soon as you're, like you're constantly into a new game. So it's new game after new game, and that, you know, there are positives to that. Um, and they do interesting things, but the only way to really progress at the same level as people playing all day is to spend money. They can microtransaction the hell out of you way more in a mobile game than they do in on a a real or a full game. I don't want to.
You're not trying to disparage those games, but at the same time,
I'll give
like,
my honest opinion on it, but like if you're putting hard work into it, you made a game. I'm not gonna say you didn't make a video game. It's just and like I said, they actually did some really cool stuff with card games in a digital format that you can't do outside of video game card game. Doesn't suddenly make me want to spend 20 some. Oh no, the
I
bees.
pissed off the bees. I'm sorry, bees. I'm
Um,
sorry.
yeah, I'm not gonna
I'm
spend
sorry,
ten
Rumham.
dollars every 2 months to buy your season pass on a card game.
Yeah, I don't
That
really.
sounds like not a good use of my money.
Well, and especially because it's like they gotta offer more than a relatively shallow gaming experience.
Yeah,
And that's kind of what mobile games are. I wouldn't say inherently, but I guess maybe I've yet
as a
to really experience
large.
any one of those.
Yeah,
I truly hate mobile games with a disparage. I'll disparage them as long as they
I
have those
know who's saying
microtransactions. They
that.
aren't real games; they're just gambling machines.
They're not even. It's not even gambling because there isn't a chance of winning. It's just put. It's their ad machines. It's just click on this ad over and over to continue getting more things. They're marketing strategies that have paid off pretty well for the people on the receiving end of that.
That's true,
But
but
I mean, like how many you get? Say you get a 20-second plus. It's like 20-second ad plus the 6 seconds of waiting to be able to close out of it at a certain rate, and then on top of that, you're fully um like waiting on timers inside the so-called game. When are you ever playing? The playing you're doing is like a couple clicks here and there. It's not. There's no. There's nothing even gamified. It's just you're rewarded. Well, okay,
I think
I might be
South
wrong
Park
because the definition of gamified could be
South Park did a
minute
really good
enough.
kind of
Is that
take
the
on it.
phone destroyer?
Oh yeah,
Or
like where
someone.
Satan comes, he's like praying to God for guidance, and Satan comes and he's like, "Well, I'm the one that answered." But basically, your family has a history of addiction, and that addiction takes many forms.
And they're
And
just directly calling out mobile game.
yeah,
That is amusing to call out. Cause yeah, it's like, um, Star Trek Next Generation predicted Candy Crush. I maybe have talked about this on stream before, but I think it's one of the funniest episodes of Star Trek. Titled The Game, where someone goes to a pleasure planet and brings back a game that all you have to do is relax, and by relaxing, you will get a little frisbee thing into the cone. You'll do the thing that it wants you to do, and it releases endorphins. It connects to your brain or sends signals to your brain to release endorphins that keeps you wanting to go to the next level, and the whole crew gets addicted and never stops playing, and some kids have to like deprogram everybody. Episode featuring Wesley Crusher for anyone who hates that character. Suck it, it's still a fun episode. Also, like, yes, Wesley's annoying. That's kind of the point of him. There are characters that are meant to be flawed and annoying. Um,
You've heard of plot armor. Now try flawed armor.
um, you've heard of plot armor. Now look at Wesley Crusher, who became an immortal out of time being. Um,
Uh,
but yeah, like there are that that game that they like jokingly predicted as a weird sci-fi concept entirely came true with the craze of everyone stuck on their phones playing Candy Crush and Angry Birds.
Freemium games, the mium is Latin for not really.
You're either dedicating a lot of your time and screen time to ads, or you're paying money. Yeah, no, that's true. I think that there are a couple freemium games that manage to get around that if you can entirely play the game without like there are no in-game benefits. Uh, not to I hate to loud Fortnite of all games, but the paid transactions don't affect the gameplay at all. It's just cosmetic. And I think that that does allow for a free game where you can still compete. If it affects your ability to play the game successfully if you're not spending money, that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, that is kind of the
Because like, people end up getting left out of aspects of the game, like having your fucking Rick and Morty skin or whatever. But it's even worse if people are literally losing your game because they didn't pay for it in like a gotcha game or something like that. Although, to be frank, I've never played. Maybe I have
Hi
and don't
Frank.
know it, but I haven't played a ton of gotcha game. But from what I understand, it's similar and high frequency of either ad or paid content. I'm curious what brings up the topic of goth people.
I am curious too, but only part of the way. I guess you would say bi-curious. Nope, that's
Oh
not
no!
right.
Leave it to Tim to always find the pun.
Oh, it's what I do.
I
I
really
remember
expect a pun in there.
my homeroom teacher for middle school, in giving the speech at like graduation, because like it was a small enough high school that they did those kinds of things.
Uh-huh.
And instead of focusing on the fact that I did 2.5 years worth of schoolwork in 2 years, or close to three
Uh-huh.
years worth of work, he chose to highlight that I always had a joke for every situation.
Good. Good thing teachers pay attention to our accomplishments, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
God.
So it's I that is my little I do have a joke for just about everything.
I thought you get burned if you stand. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so smart.
I thought you got
7:54.
burned if you do this. Nope.
How did I just do that? I just rolled.
You rolled?
I did
There's
a forward roll.
oh, I should have grabbed wood before I did all that jumping. Apparently, to use mead barrels, you need a roof, which I did not know.
That's silly, but also tracks with how crafting works in this game. And I guess, like, it does make sense to have your
Um,
fermentation barrel protected from the snow.
yeah, I can tolerate cosmetic microtransactions. The gameplay affecting stuff is by far the worst offender. I have no idea about the goth thing. That's Afternoon Tunes question. Dude, I remember thinking, oh god, there's not a lot of us. This graduation will be super short. And then I swear they did that for every single one of us, and it took even longer than a normal graduation ceremony.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
Sage and I went to the same high school, and
Yeah.
it was,
They did a highlight reel for everybody.
yeah, not the people that like did any big accomplishments. They're just like, dude, I remember somebody didn't do anything extraordinary. They got this like tear-inducing speech. And I was just like, okay, so this is gonna be something. And then they were like, Tim, you always had a joke. And that's kind of it. Everybody clap. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
But
I updated the map.
oh good, that might be a good idea for me to also do.
And then I will stay here.
Oh, I almost died just from fall damage. Thankfully they're adding a cloak where once you do a bunch of the game, you can have a slow fall cape that stops fall damage, and that's kind of it.
How am I allowed to repeatedly record my discoveries despite the fact that I'm still standing here?
Um,
But I can't constantly read new discoveries. Okay, never mind. I answered my own question in my head.
there we go.
I don't want this.
I don't want this, Jenny.
Alright, you can have it.
They let one kid sing and play a long song on stage for part of theirs. Oh,
Was it Time of Your Life by Green Day?
yeah, that's the only acceptable one, if we're being honest.
No, also, either that one fucking numbers song from Rent, or shit, what's the other one? Time of Your Life by Green Day. Oh god, I can't remember what the other one is. There's another song that's at like every graduation slideshow or wedding slideshow.
That's great. That there's like already like so many that were like, nah, we maybe it was this one. But yeah, I legit can't remember.
Wait, I'm gonna mute myself so I don't get us.
You've been
Graduation,
copyright
Friends
struck.
Forever by Vitamin C is what I was thinking. As we go on, we remember. I'm not gonna sing anymore because again, copyright. Um, we gotta do like I don't. Maybe I can stream it over Discord sometime. I gotta show you guys episodes of this show, this game show. Actually, it's so right up that sense of humor of this channel, especially, but of you all specifically. Um. A a fandom game show where super precise technical corrections is a requirement.
That's grand.
It's very fun. Um,
Also, Tim, you
Jeopardy
graduated a
style.
year after me, so we didn't actually see the same ceremony. I thought they had, though they had the same problem. Yeah, that is correct. We
So
graduated
they
a
knew
year
the
apart.
problem happened multiple times, and no one bothered to address it. Now
Yes.
that's American education.
Oh, absolutely. American education can, to further quote South Park, lick my balls, Mr. Garrison.
Oh, what? How is this fermenter too exposed, but this one in the corner is fine?
Probably because it's all roof, roof thatching.
But the one in the corner is. Oh, you have the corner, a roof in the corner, don't
Okay,
you?
and I'm gonna say fuck the rest of this thing for now,
I need
just so
more.
we can get. I'm gonna expand the thatching.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
see what
die.
you're saying. Oh, it's the corner one is getting coverage from the thatching of the one next to it of the other building.
Oh, and
That's
then
funny.
I have poison resistance mead prepared for the next couple.
Oh, right. Um, I'll put this stuff back then. This? Oh, frost resistance. What is what I was putting in? And stamina. Okay. I'll
All
stop
right,
putting
let's
that
does
one
this
in.
work? I wonder how much fermenting takes, or how long. I guess we're about to find
Um,
out.
so the swamp has a lot of poison that tracks.
Oh yeah, it has a lot of poison.
Should we rebuild this outer wall?
Yeah, I started on it. If you want to expand that wall, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll grab some stone, rock and stone, as they say.
Or like they say 1,000 times in a row in Divinity, stitch in time, eh, my friend?
I don't.
Just whenever you take healing. Maybe it's just the
Yeah, I don't.
human.
But either way, that line only vaguely makes sense. It's like, is it an inferent or a reference, maybe more directly, to the fact that you're stitching yourself up? Is that the
Yeah,
joke? Okay. It's
I'm
not
gonna
great.
hazard a guess that that's what it is.
It's not a great joke.
Oh God, no. And it just makes it even better that that's one of the most common jokes in the entire fucking game because of the way it works.
Because of how often they say
Yep.
it. It just reminded me of an early internet video. Well, not that early, I suppose. But the video about nature where the person, it might have been a Vine now that I think about it, which wasn't which was even less early than I was thinking. But the person is talking about nature. Look at this aspen. You can tell what it is by the way that it is.
By the way that it is. That's great. Asking me a lot of questions. They
Oh
let one kid sing
no.
out. No, they wrote their own song. It was unbearable.
They wrote their
Also,
own
Tim, you
song.
yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I They it was dark days
That sounds
just that entire
like
time
an
at school.
experience.
And this is on top of the fact that it was a school where it's like, "Hey teacher, I'm trying to get my work done, but they're blasting Paramore in the corner and one kid is practicing drums. Could I maybe, ask you to have them stop?" No, no, we can't do that. They're doing it for a project. Oh, okay. So I guess I'll just fail then.
Right? Yeah, if you want to have that loose of restrictions on things, I feel like you have to have a better um you have to have the right, what's the word I'm looking for? You have to have enough like private classroom spaces.
Yeah, like you're the kids have to actually be able to do learning, as it were.
Yeah, just sort of a theoretical minimum requirement of school, but you
Yeah,
know,
for a school that was project learning based, they really did not give a rat's ass if you had a space to efficiently do your
do the
project.
project to do the job.
Deter. By the way, Tim, how much progress have you made it on God of War without any spoilers? I made it to the part where Atreus gets his little ability. So I don't know how much that helps, but Atreus has a little fun thing.
How do I destroy?
Using the evil within.
Oh, I remember how.
Oh, that it's middle mouse
Using
button.
the hammer. Yeah. I was trying to mine one of these walls I had built. It's gonna destroy my tool and take forever.
And then I will destroy his tools. Wait, I forgot what I was even supposed to be the villain of.
Alright. Does the wall should be outside of, like, it shouldn't connect to our outer wall, right? It should be
Yeah,
outside of the outer wall.
we should have like an entire layer of walls because when big smashy things come, and they
Yeah.
will, we need to have. It's a ridiculous amount of content. I'm like 5% in. I thought I'd at least be a third of the way done. Holy mackerels.
I will need help with the terrain tool then.
Oh, the terrain tool. Do you have one?
I do, there's a bunch of space in the back here that we should bring up to level.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
We put a little bit of a cliff to put the wall on, then it's a higher level of defense. Missing stone.
Yeah, it's massive even compared to the last one. Not quite Red Dead 2, of course, but it's taking its time to get there.
What is?
Uh so God of War Ragnarok is just absolutely massive.
Oh,
I'm
really?
talking about like it's ludicrous how much time it like I'm 11 hours into the game and I'm not really that far into it apparently.
Oh,
Now granted, I have been stopping plenty to do side quest stuff.
yeah. But
Even still, 11 hours with side quests.
it's a lot. No.
It's all 9 realms of Norse mythology in a single open world game.
That's pretty sick. What is the completion time on that then?
Considering Elden Ring was 110 hours for total completion, that's I would imagine it's probably going to end up around then because those massive open world like Witcher
Mhm.
3 with all three expand or all two expansions.
Even without Witcher 3 was big, but then they had 2 expansions that were quality on top of that.
Oh yeah, like Witcher like I remember just for the base game I spent probably about 60 or 70 hours and then one of
Right.
them the first DLC was 20, the second was 30 for me. And that's because like it was one of those games I actually connected with, so I was like, I'll give this my time.
Right. It did, in many ways, earn the time that was spent on it and paid back accordingly.
It's not like where some like again with mobile games how sometimes you can spend dozens of hours on it and then be like,
What have I done?
this candy has crushed me truly.
Not my. This is not my large automobile. Sorry. I don't mean to reference the Talking Heads, and I apologize for
70 hour
referencing
or
the Talking
75
Heads.
hours for a very thorough playthrough. Okay.
Yeah, that's intense.
I really wish you didn't consume stamina outside of combat because stamina consumption from like mining, leveling a place out, it's
Doesn't
just
Eikthyr help us out of a bunch out of combat though?
sprinting. Wait, I
Oh, it's
forget if that's
just
what it.
sprinting? I thought it was recovery, but I think you're right. It's just sprinting.
We're also going to need to build a portal directly to that henge.
Why?
Because imagine if you want to switch out your ability to any of the other boss abilities.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes.
Fucking stone. It stands out though because the original Greek era God of War games were like 5 to 7 hours a piece if you were good at them. Yeah, they and I am actually appreciative that they made the higher quality of all of those games also be lengthy. Like they're meaty games, they're hearty games. It
And
just
it's
takes
not
one
all
game to
just
fill you up.
collectibles like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
In terms
Assassin's
of
Creed.
looking at games that interact with, well, now actually, I was gonna say historical eras, but now Assassin's Creed also went um, mythological, if I
Yeah,
recall correctly.
Origins, I would say, is one of them that kind of breaks that mold. Um, see, Valhalla is like 90 hours. And from what I've heard from Sage and otherwise, it just doesn't deserve that amount of time. Like, by the
Yeah,
time you get to the end of that, trying to get everything, it's like, dear God, what have I become? I hurt myself today, and for the last several weeks I've played this game.
yeah.
They did, but they're very half assed about it. So, Origins, I've been playing so far. I can give that one a recommendation. But I have a feeling
That
I
won't
would like it more
continue.
if I'd played other Assassin's Creed games. I never
Mm-hmm.
was able to really get into them. I played the first one.
It's funny. I did not play the first one. I didn't play the first one, and I didn't play all of the third one. I liked Black Flag. I liked the sailing mechanics in that. Um, I played some of Brotherhood, some of. Oh god, I played about 2 minutes of Unity. That's honestly the one that officially said I'm never trying again. Unity was
It doesn't help
so
that Unity
bad.
also had a terrible PC port, which like that's one of the main things against Elden Ring was how bad the PC port was.
Interesting. How
It
did
had
it get
several
so bad?
performance issues. It wasn't optimized for hardware outside of consoles.
That's wild that that they would do that
Put
with
so
how
much
many
effort
people
into a game.
stream that game. Like so much of their gameplay that people have been doing lately of that is streaming, and that's gonna be better from a PC on a game like that.
If you have a really good computer, you don't really experience those kinds of things.
Oh, I
But
suppose.
when it first launched, it had those problems, and
Yeah.
after a few days of that, you just lost the trust and goodwill of the
Right.
players.
So many games launch so
Unity
early
wasn't
because they
optimized for
talk about
consoles
it so
either,
early.
apparently.
Okay. No, yeah, Unity fully like I had people most of the NPCs didn't have faces, they just had floating eyeballs and teeth. And their swords would when they're walking through the cutscenes, their sword would be floating like 15 feet off to the left. It
That's
was
disappointing.
absurd. It was so goofy. But not in a this is bad and fun way, like
Not in
the
a Tommy Wiseau the Room situation.
yeah, definitely not that.
Have you seen how much of the stone we've used so far?
No. Mostly because every time I need stone, I've just been mining it.
We've used over half a chest of stone.
Well, I think it's been more than that because I've been refilling that as it goes too.
Oh, true. And probably a bit more. After we get this wall finished, I guess right now I'm gonna go check on the poison. Origins
Oh,
is good,
good
but Odyssey
call.
and Valhalla are bloated as hell. Two, Black Flag and Origins, I would say, are the three best games. Unity wasn't optimized for
Two
consoles
was the
either.
one
They'd
I
also have the
played.
hair, but still look like eyeballs and teeth buried in masses of hair.
Yeah, It was horrifying in a Cronenberg way. Um, I played a lot of 2. I had a lot of, I mean, 2 was one where I had fun literally just like flipping around exploring the city and just doing the parkour because the locations were so good and it
Parkour.
all looked really good. And the movement was, I think, worked well. They redid the movement system at some point, which last time I played it, I remember thinking it was a fine system, but not the system I was used to. Or like mechanics that I was used to. But, you know, who knows, because I never played it again after Unity.
And I mean, fair.
It was such a funny disaster. And then you were supposed is they were all about like it's called Unity because it's going to be multiplayer and you could only play multiplayer in very small, very short instances. Little bits of gameplay would be multiplayerized and then you'd immediately get separated servers and the matchmaking or like connecting with friends players didn't work
So
well.
it,
It's just a
rather than
mess.
Unity, it just felt like they made it in the Unity engine rather than like having actual gameplay Unity.
I yeah, I mean that's probably why they called it that.
One of the
But like,
things when I was in college for computer science is we actually did work with Unity a little bit, and by God, I can
not
see how some
ideal.
games, like the first iteration of Unity, it's. I'm sure if you knew what you were doing with it, it would probably be nice, but yeah. Yeah, that's about all I got. If you were doing this specific thing with it, it would be nice. All right, how far out do you think we should make this? Oh, I kind of see what you're doing right there.
Yeah, I was just putting it all about the same level so we can at least continue what wall you had started around at a flat
Yeah.
level. Although I keep forgetting to eat, and so I have no stamina anymore. This is definitely not a thick enough area to fully build down, but oh my gosh.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't really thought about it when I didn't continue this one. I'm gonna have to cut down this tree.
What isn't this snapping?
Because I guess I want enough range that if something smashes the wall, it's not also not gonna clip through the wall and also hit that.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because when we eventually get trolls with their giant tree bats,
Hmm. So I
they're
did
not
this a little
fun.
too tall, but what if we just use that to make it a double walled? Like there's the wall that you're building now, and then a natural wall on the inside as a secondary.
Yeah. One, because like if they're like it would actually, I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like
It's like
it's like
what?
holding the heat in on your coffee mug. Double walled is better.
Yeah. There you go. You would be a
Because
good commercial
everything
person.
has to relate back to the
If you
the
view it
way
through
we
the lens of
produced from the
capitalism.
man. Yeah.
I like the whole 2 trilogy of Ezio games. One of the issues with the franchise is they were never able to have another protagonist that was anywhere close to as likable as Ezio. Bayek in Origins is the next best character they've done, but even he's not on the level of Ezio. Uh, yeah, that's
The
I
good,
can agree
strong
100%
character.
with that.
Um, very much agreed.
All right, I'm gonna double check on that meat again. It
Yeah.
sounds like I'm asking where the meat is.
Where the meat at?
Yeah, at least now we can't get attacked while we're just, you know, chugging along.
Yeah, that is definitely a plus. Uh, let's see, what time is it?
Oh yeah, I guess when do we want to stop for the evening?
I probably got half hour left.
All right. Then
I'm
with
gonna just
that,
do a clean break at 8:30.
sure. With that, we will just carry some portal supplies with us, get well fed, and see if we can establish a little swamp presence.
Oh,
Like as in getting a boat there, setting down a
uh-oh,
portal.
uh-oh, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Timber.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oof. Give me the meat and give it to me raw, actual dialogue from Rings of Power. That's great.
Are they trying to reference I like it raw and wriggling? Because that's what it sounds like to me. Sounds like a direct reference to one of their own earlier lines that happens later. Does it make sense? An earlier line that happens later? But also I understand the implication of it is
It's the
quite,
implication.
not what they were going for, I'm sure. Okay, I'm all
You're all
emptied
set,
out.
the Egyptian god?
Yes.
Okay.
I have everything repaired, I'm well fed, and I am rested.
All right.
Do I need this swamp key?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, that is an intriguing spelling of the word fetid. F-O-E, foetid.
Yeah. Feeded?
It feels fake. Faded? Yeah, I don't know how you would.
Smells foated? All right. I guess I should also repair. All right. Let's mosey.
Are we taking the boat?
Yup.
Then I will hold fast. Oh no.
Yeah, this wind does not like us. Let's, I guess, just row out. Come on, boat. You were being so nice when I was playtesting you. You promised. Now, do we go left or right along the shoreline?
I don't know. Looking for swamp?
Yeah, north or south.
I have no idea.
It's not even written
Swamp
that way.
sounds southerly to me. We've explored most of that big island behind us, so if we're going on the one ahead, what the heck just happened?
Uh,
Oh, turned fully
Rocks?
sideways because we hit one rock.
Yeah, I guess.
Um, I would say swamp seems southernly, but that's literally because of something not on these maps, because I'm pretty sure that the bayous of New Orleans are not in Valheim.
Well, at least that, regardless of its purpose, it gave us a direction. Shit, did we bring any portal supplies with us?
Absolutely not. Totally forgot that was a thing.
All right. For portal, it is fine wood, Surtling core, gray dwarf eye. If we don't have a Surtling core, I will just destroy our forge.
But we need to have another one back here that
Oh, we have a
is
portal.
named the
Oh,
new thing. A
we
second
should
one.
disconnect that first one, yeah. So if
How do
we
I
just
repair the boat?
uh just a hammer and then they're
Hammer
like the
tool.
first one is repair on basically everything. We're gonna name this one based 2.
It wants me to play. It wants me to place a stone. What is going on?
What's that
Aha,
going on
I
there?
see it. I found it and repaired. You didn't seem to damage any of the stone with your wooden boat, which I suppose makes sense.
Yeah, that.
Nope, I just found a little piece that got crashed into, but it was one square out of all of that that was damaged.
Yo ho.
Oh, off we sail.
Again.
Ooh.
Those fucking rocks. I'm gonna
Oh,
destroy those rocks.
almost did it again. They're probably too deep, aren't they? You can't stand next to them to do it.
I can use console commands off stream to delete them.
Fair.
It's not even written that way.
Destroy them
It's a
at their
dwarf
very.
talking to an elf, just asking him to tell him good news before bad news.
Wait, what?
Give me the meat and give it to me raw. It's a dwarf
Oh,
talking to an elf.
and he's saying, give me the news and give me the bad news first.
Yeah,
So
give
we
him the
give it to me
raw
raw.
news.
I. It's very funny. It would be better coming from. I'm gonna use that line for like. There's rocks up ahead. Like that seems like a like a were creatures line, like a werebear or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or maybe a jackalware? Is that the
A wearer yackle?
5e? In 5e they call them jackalwares, and I don't like it, and I do like it. It's a
All right. South or east?
hum hum hum. South or east? I suppose just keep along this coastline. Is swamp on the coast?
Yep. Swamp
Yeah,
will
then let's
always be on
just
the
go
coast.
around this coast we're on.
The wind is pushing us like away from the coast. Thank you, Dark Souls.
Dirksers.
Ermagerd,
How do we know we're approaching swamp? And also, is there a way that
different
I can craft
trees,
a
different atmosphere.
spyglass?
I wish. Oh,
Oh my
I
god, look
so
at
wish.
this. The pastel lights behind us. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
One of the other shows I just watched on Dropout recently. Oh hey, that's a spawn. Um, is absolutely blowing my mind. It's an improv musical where all of the music on it, including the like instrumentation, is improvised, and the fact that people can do that and like come up with songs on the spot that fit the way musical works and musicals work and like hit structures that seem like references without just copying the exact song is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of effort into the composition. I'm glad it pays off into a product
It's
that actually works
intense,
pretty
but
well.
like yeah, they really managed to do it. Sorry for the pounding in the background. We
You're
don't have a
fine.
mortar and pestle.
Yeah, we haven't unlocked that kitchen upgrade yet. I'm gonna get away from the coast where it's a bit
Yeah, that
windier.
makes sense. I'm gonna mute myself while the pounding is going on.
All right.
Oh, immediately I hear, I'm done.
Nothing in Rings of Power really made sense, so if you can repurpose that, you'll be doing much better than the line work. I mean, fair.
There's a mountain ahead of us.
If only we were looking for the fourth biome, we'd be set. Well, at least we know there's land to the south of us. Oh,
True.
there's a tier 1 dungeon right there.
What does tier 1 mean? Like real easy?
That's the things we were going before that have skeletons and sometimes a
Yeah,
troll.
got it. Oh, my computer is running very hot.
Valheim tends to do that.
That makes
For
sense with
a
the intensity of what's going on.
I guess when it's constantly rendering new land. Oh shit.
Hmm.
Is this a bay? Yeah, I think this is a bay. And I can already tell from the
Oh,
trees in the distance that this is not the biome we want.
alrighty then. Well, now we know where I'm. Here, let me mark on the map. How do I do that again?
Um, I guess I'll go up to shoreline.
Oh, I
Uh,
just pinged. I didn't mean to ping. It says left click is add pin. Oh, there. There's a mountain at my pin. Well, now we can check this southern shoreline. Wow,
Fingers
so if
crossed.
this big area is not the open ocean, that makes this whole thing this huge bay area and not much ocean
Yeah.
on the map that we have so far, anyway.
Stupid sexy Sauron. I forgot that Rings of Power made Sauron sexy.
I mean, an attractive villain is true to high fantasy tropes. I don't know that it's true to Sauron. I couldn't make it all the way through the Silmarillion the last time I tried. I don't remember a
Oh
ton of
shit.
it.
There's a village over there.
Ooh,
Do we want to stop at village?
eh,
Keep on going. I will mark it on the map.
yeah, good call. Because the village, it's not like there's people there, right? It's just a couple
No.
buildings that are ruins. There might be a chest with some stuff.
Yeah, sometimes there's zombies there.
Okay.
And the wind is now facing against us. It's like
Oh
they're
boy.
trying to stymie. They're trying to impede our progress. There we go. When you kill the fourth boss, you get the ability where you always have the wind at your back while sailing.
Is that the next one or two from now?
That's after the swamp. So once we kill the mountain boss.
Got it.
At least this is essentially auto run, but with water.
Yeah. That is the boat thing makes travel a lot nicer in this game.
Hey
Which
troll.
I suppose having a Viking game without boats would be a bit silly. Yeah, I don't feel like we're seeing any swampy stuff over here.
Yeah. Well, at least the wind will allow us to go faster than 1 knot per hour. And I'm assuming that's the amount of knots that you tie and the length of time it takes to go a certain distance. It's not that just that they made him attractive, but how they did. More to do with the fact that the story was Sauron wanted just to be a good guy left alone, and then Galadriel forced him on a tour around a bunch of places that made him go back to being evil. And of course, because Galadriel rejects him sexually, is really why he's a villain. Dear God.
So Sauron is just an incel.
They made Sauron an incel. That's great.
It's funny to me. I don't. It's, it's it's clearly not spectacular storyline, but it is amusing to me when stories have goofy. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Sauron being an incel, that is pretty fucking goofy. And, I mean, technically he's not an incel, but if you become evil because your love interest doesn't like you,
Yeah, maybe you were evil all along. First of all, which I guess is maybe, yeah, I don't know. All of that is some final season of.
Inceleron, if you will.
No, I won't. Refuse delivery. Um. So I can't remember. Sage, did you ever watch the Wheel of Time series? I don't think you've read the books of that one, but you might end up liking that more than Rings of Power. I thought that the first season of Wheel of Time, while they did some skips, like fast forward of some important stuff, they also kept some other important stuff. It's a different telling of the story. It's not one to one with the books, but when you're adapting like a series that's a bunch of 1400 page books or whatever they are, you gotta squish it down somewhat. Anyway, I would recommend that show. I enjoyed it for some fantasy TV. I thought the castings that they did were really good.
You know, sailing in this game is really starting to make me see how old-timey ships were always getting sunk on rocks.
Yeah, I mean it does. You're right. I hadn't thought about that, but like it does kind of just come out of nowhere. Um, and the further step beyond that, it like if we didn't have a map with all of these markers, how people would just leave and never show up again. Like
Yeah.
you're just never gonna find your way back once you sail out onto this ocean until one day, like 30 years later, you accidentally find home.
That's great. Sage says, I never did watch that one.
I'd recommend it. It's a fun one. Some really good um again, I don't know how they'll do a lot of the lore, but from the books, I loved the fantasy lore that they did in playing with genre tropes and trying to twist them in interesting ways. And it's also got a lot of the straightforward fantasy, you know. There's like sort of a mystery about who the hero character is, but there's not really because it's
I'm totally cool with the adaptation making changes to some degree or cutting some parts for the sake of adaptation. Rings of Power's problem was that it threw the books in the garbage and made up a completely different story altogether. It's not how the show plays it, though. It's really the situation as though everything bad that ever happened in Lord of the Rings is Galadriel's fault.
yeah, that's not good. I think that you can I think what there doesn't need to be uh like just just stating it a bit extreme, but like sort of a slaved devotion or an intense devotion to keeping the original story if you can keep the spirit of the story correct. If the feelings are right, if the emotional beats and the overall like journey of it feels right to the original story, then your changes succeeded. I think that you can make changes that can improve on a story. I think that that often is rare and is harder to do because you have to meet everybody or at least a majority of the um you have to everyone reading a book experiences a different thing because you're just going to focus on slightly different sections and slightly different characters and things like that. So if you're going to change it, it's like I think that for the new It movies, the first one did change a bunch, but they kept the feeling so right, and thankfully they skipped the child orgy.
Yeah, I was kind of glad they skipped that.
it's
Both
uh it's not
iterations did
something
skip the child orgy.
yeah, it's not something anyone needed, including in the book. I have reread that a couple times, and I have that section of the book dog-eared, so I can just skip past it and not even it just doesn't exist anymore.
One of the more uncomfortable parts of any books
Oh
involving
my
children
god.
is the orgy.
So bad. But I've talked to a couple other people recently about like literally any sex scene Stephen King writes is so uncomfortable. The dude just doesn't know what's going on and or how to make it seem appealing. It just always is its own little section of body horror Cronenberg in the middle of an otherwise thriller story or whatever. Supernatural horror. And then there's just weird, uncomfortable little things. Of course, you know, a lot of those he wrote so out of his mind on cocaine that he doesn't even remember writing them. So, of course, it sounds unnatural. Wow, this is really just
Kind of massive when you realize just how far we've gone, and if you zoom out on the map.
yeah. I didn't. I just did that and forgot how much there is that we haven't even gotten close to exploring. We're just now circling for the first time, circling the bottom of the island area landmass that we started on. What just happened? How did I fall
Uh,
out?
you fell out?
I fell out and am going to drown.
Alright, I'm reversing. Oh my god, and it's taking so long.
It's fine, I'm going to land. Oh my god, there's a
There's a
troll right
troll.
there.
There's a troll right where we landed. And
Don't
he
come to
sees you.
me. I'm gonna recover my stamina. Oh no, no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm swimming out to you. I might drown on the way. I do have one stamina mead. Oh, that I can't. I'm on the wrong side. Oh no! Go forward, go forward. Oh, now I'm
Damn
dead.
it. And I'm dead. And we didn't put a
Dang.
portal down, and our boat is gone.
Mm-hmm.
It actually, because I died on it, started sailing away.
Oh no!
That is
I never reset my. I just spawned in the old base.
same here.
Oh, so did you. That
Oh
might.
no.
What?
I disabled our portal so that we didn't have to make two. And that's where we call it, folks. Thanks for joining us here
Oh my
on
gosh!
co-host Takeover.
Two naked saps who did it wrong.
Yeah. Oh my god. So, I guess in between streams, I'll re-enable that portal and
So
recover our boat.
sounds great.
Fucking hell.
Oh, what a badly placed troll. It
That
is
was,
truly a troll.
yeah, he trolled the shit out of us. Fuck. At least our boars are still here. How is there only one boar?
At least our boars are still here. Immediately find out that that's not true.
Only one of them is still here.
Oh.
Hey, Bori Manilow, are you still here? It is Bori.
Maury Manilow is too good.
Well, we're down a boar. That's the worst thing we've come across. Alright, who the hell are we raiding? Oh, I don't think we have anybody to raid. Unless
Alright.
Sage, unless you have somebody.
see if anyone Nope.
All right. Well, it looks like that's it. So, for anybody watching the VOD, thank you for watching this long. Strongly suggest you watch other VODs. They're probably a bit more entertaining than this one. Um, though, more
That's some
entertaining than the
good
one
talk
where I didn't
show
talk.
side. Yeah,
Yeah.
also the one where there was only half of our audio.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Watch this VOD. Don't watch the other ones. Oh, I can raid Double Toasted.
There we go. Boom. Shoot.
You died again. Oh my god.
Just from falling damage, jumping down the stairs. All that's in there is one wood.
That's great. All right.
Just landed on the dock and splattered.
Hey, you two do great streams. Don't put your own streams down. Hey, I will admit this one was a pretty
Appreciate
rock
that.
solid. We got a
It was
solid
good.
what, almost 2 hours exactly. That was pretty good.
Nice.
Uh, but yeah, thanks for being here. Sage, you're the only one watching, so thank you for watching.
Thank
And bye, everyone. Goodbye. Get the fuck out. Bye. Bye.
My body is sitting there ruined.
Yeah, you
Look
got
at my
Shrek'd.
legs crossed the wrong way. They're flipped